Welcome to another episode of English Podcast.
Each session is a chance to practice, learn, and enjoy English naturally at your own pace.
Remember to subscribe and give us a like if you find it useful. Let's imagine a vibrant farmer's market, bustling with activity. Picture colorful stalls overflowing with fresh, locally grown produce. The air is filled with the aroma of ripe fruits and vegetables, and the sound of friendly chatter.
The sun is shining, casting a warm glow over the scene. People are strolling from stall to stall, examining the goods and chatting with the farmers. Bustling means full of energetic activity, by the way.
Our story takes place in a small, picturesque town nestled in a valley, surrounded by rolling hills and farmland. The farmers' market is a weekly tradition, a place where the community gathers to celebrate the bounty of the land.
It's also a chance to connect with the people who grow your food. You can ask them questions about their farming methods, and learn about the different varieties of fruits and vegetables they offer. Picturesque describes something visually charming or pretty, like a postcard.
Exactly. Now, at the heart of the market, there's a stall run by a kind, elderly woman named Mrs. Willowbrook. She's known for her incredible tomatoes, plump and juicy, bursting with flavor.
Her tomatoes are legendary. People come from miles around to buy them. And legendary means famous and admired, often talked about like a legend.
So, as we walked deeper into the market, the smells became even more intense. Ripe peaches, freshly baked bread, it was amazing. There were so many stalls, each one overflowing with colorful fruits and vegetables. We saw things we'd never seen before.
I remember seeing these long, green squashes. They looked like giant cucumbers. I asked the farmer what they were, and he told me they were zucchini. He even explained how to cook them, which was really helpful.
He was very friendly, wasn't he? Most of the farmers were happy to chat. It wasn't just about buying and selling. It felt like a real community.
Exactly. It was a vibrant atmosphere. Vibrant means full of energy and life. The market was bustling with people, and everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves. There was even a small band playing folk music in the corner. It added to the lively atmosphere.
We stopped at a stall selling honey. There were so many different kinds: wildflower honey, clover honey. I didn't even know there were so many varieties. We learned that the different flowers the bees visit affect the honey's flavor. It was fascinating.
Yes, and the beekeeper let us taste some samples. Sample means a small amount of something that you try. We tried a spoonful of each type of honey. They were all so delicious, it was hard to choose which one to buy.
We ended up buying a jar of the wildflower honey. It had a really unique, floral taste. We also picked up some fresh berries and a loaf of sourdough bread. Sourdough is a type of bread made with a starter, a mixture of flour and water that ferments. This gives it a slightly sour taste.
The sourdough smelled incredible. The crust was golden brown and crispy. I couldn't wait to try it. And the berries? They were plump and juicy, still warm from the sun. Everything looked so fresh and appealing.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story, Maria is visiting a farmer's market for the first time. She's excited to see all the fresh produce and local crafts. She met a friendly farmer named John who explained where his delicious tomatoes come from.
Exactly. And remember, produce is a word we use for fruits and vegetables grown for sale. Maria was especially impressed by the colorful variety, everything from bright red strawberries to deep green spinach. She's also learning a lot about where her food comes from, which is a really important part of the experience.
Right, she's already bought some juicy peaches and is eager to explore more of the market. Remember how John mentioned the honey vendor? Well, that's where Maria's headed next.
Maria approached a stall buzzing with activity. It was the honey stand John had mentioned. Jars of all sizes lined the table, ranging in color from pale gold to deep amber. The air was thick with the sweet aroma of beeswax and honey. Wow, Maria murmured, captivated by the golden display.
An elderly woman with a kind smile greeted her. "Welcome, dear. Interested in some local honey?" she asked. Local means from this area, from around here. This woman, let's call her Mrs. B, explained that she keeps her own bees and harvests the honey herself.
Maria was fascinated. She'd never thought much about where honey came from before. Mrs. B held up a jar of dark, rich honey. "This one's buckwheat honey," she explained. "It has a strong, almost molasses-like flavor. Molasses is a thick, dark syrup made from sugarcane or sugar beets."
Maria was intrigued by the different varieties. Mrs. B offered her a small taste of the buckwheat honey on a tiny wooden spoon. Intrigued, by the way, means very interested and curious. Maria dipped the spoon into the honey and savored the complex flavor.
"It's delicious," Maria exclaimed, surprised by its intensity. She learned from Mrs. B that different flowers give the honey different flavors and colors. Lighter honeys, like clover honey, tend to be milder in flavor, while darker honeys, like buckwheat, are more robust. Robust means strong and rich in flavor.
Maria decided to buy a small jar of the buckwheat honey and a jar of the milder clover honey. She felt a sense of connection to the food, knowing exactly where it came from and who had produced it. It was a very different experience from shopping at a supermarket. So, laden with our purchases. Laden means heavily loaded or weighed down. We headed towards the heart of the market. The atmosphere was vibrant, bustling with activity. We saw a group of musicians playing traditional folk music, which added to the lively ambiance. It really felt like we were experiencing the local culture.
Yes, and bustling describes a place full of energetic activity. Remember that word, bustling. We were quite taken by the music too, drawn in by its cheerful melody. We noticed lots of families were picnicking on the grass, enjoying the sunshine and the music.
We decided to join them and partake. Partake means to participate or join in the festivities. We found a nice spot under a shady oak tree, spread out our blanket, and unpacked our bounty. We had a delicious picnic with all the local produce we bought.
The air was filled with the aroma of freshly baked bread and grilled corn on the cob. The children were playing tag, their laughter echoing through the market. Echoing means a sound repeating, like bouncing off a wall. It was a truly idyllic scene. Idyllic means peaceful and perfect, almost like a dream.
As we were finishing our picnic, a farmer approached us. He noticed our colorful array of vegetables and complimented us on our choices. He explained that array means a large and impressive display. He also said that some of the vegetables we picked are considered heirloom varieties, passed down through generations of his family.
He invited us to visit his farm sometime, explaining that it was just a short drive from the market. We exchanged numbers and promised to visit him soon. We learned so much about the local produce and farming practices that day. Practices means the usual methods or habits of doing something.
It was a wonderful opportunity to connect with the community and support local farmers. The farmers' market wasn't just about buying groceries. It was an immersion in the local culture, a vibrant tapestry of sights, sounds, and flavors. Immersion is like a deep dive or a full experience of something.
Exactly. And tapestry is a good word to describe the market. It's a rich and complex mix of different elements, just like a woven tapestry with many colors and threads. We left the market feeling refreshed, invigorated, and connected to the land and its people. Invigorated means energized and full of life.
Okay, let's recap our story about the farmers market. Remember Maria and David? They decided to visit the local farmers market one sunny Saturday. They wanted fresh, local produce, something better than the supermarket vegetables.
Yes, and it was more than just shopping for them. They wanted to experience the community atmosphere, the vibrant colors, and the delicious smells. They were looking for an authentic local experience, a taste of real life in the countryside.
Right, so, they arrived at the market and were amazed by the sheer variety: colorful peppers, juicy tomatoes, fragrant herbs. They even saw some unusual vegetables they'd never seen before. They were a bit bewildered. Bewildered means confused or amazed by all the choices.
They met Farmer Giles, who proudly showed them his organic carrots, explaining how he grows them without any harmful chemicals, pesticides. Maria and David were impressed with his dedication to natural farming methods and bought a big bunch. Organic means grown naturally, without artificial chemicals.
They also sampled Mrs. Baker's homemade jams. Sample means to try a small amount. The strawberry jam was particularly delicious, sweet and bursting with flavor. They learned that bursting with flavor means full of taste, very tasty. They bought a jar to enjoy later with some fresh bread.
Next, they stumbled upon a stall selling handcrafted baskets. They were beautifully woven. Stumbled upon means they found something unexpectedly. David bought a small one for Maria as a souvenir, a reminder of their lovely day at the market.
As they were leaving, they saw a group of musicians playing traditional folk music. They stopped to listen and tapped their feet to the lively rhythm. It really added to the festive atmosphere. They felt connected to the local culture.
So, loaded with fresh produce, a jar of jam, a hand-woven basket, and happy memories, they headed home, feeling refreshed and invigorated. Invigorated means energized, full of life. They felt great after spending the morning at the farmer's market.
They realized that the farmer's market was more than just a place to shop. It was a place to connect with the community, support local farmers, and experience the true flavors of the region. They both agreed to make the farmer's market a regular part of their weekend routine. Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.